Hey everyone, welcome to the Kick Six podcast with Coach Kirk Broussard and myself, Tracy Lynn. We are in full mode, football mood, because last night, the Bills and the Rams. Now, no surprise to myself, Coach Kirk Broussard, because I knew exactly how that game was going to play out, and they superseded my expectations. First off, how are you? And hey, we're back, baby. It feels really good.
Yeah, it feels so good. I mean, football season seems like we waited so long for Thursday night, and we had all this anticipation for the Rams to kind of give us a show, and they came out and had a hangover. It's like they're still drunk off the champagne from the championship.
Right. They came in with their cocky attitudes and they got owned, but they didn't get owned until the second half because we went into halftime with it tied at 10-10. And then all of a sudden, like Josh Allen, click, and he just went in full beast mode. My gosh, like right now, I want to be Josh Allen for Halloween. Like This man, game one, the first game of the week, of the season, he sent a message to everybody last night.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He came out firing away, and the Bills, I think their defense really stepped it up the second half. People aren't really giving the defense credit. They're more focused on what the Rams were missing, losing some key offensive linemen to retirement. It seems like they weren't even blocking up front very well for Stafford. I mean, they were in his face all night. And obviously the addition of Von Miller helps that pressure that Buffalo was providing. But if you actually go back and watch the game, they didn't even blitz hardly. I mean, they were just beating their men up front without even blitz packages, which is that's very disturbing for LA Rams going forward, that they were able to get to Stafford without blitzing him.
Yeah, the Rams really struggled, and we saw that in the second half. And we saw them come in, and we talked about this last week, and I had said, well, Buffalo is favored to win this year, the Super Bowl. And everyone, you're either on the fence about this, or you're yes or you're a no. We get it that it's really early, but seeing this performance by Josh Allen, I mean, he took over the second half with 3 total touchdowns, 4 for the game. He had over 350 yards of total offense on the game. So Buffalo moves, obviously 1-0. They were going to host Tennessee in the home opener for Monday. Do you think that this is going to be something that we will continually see from Josh Allen and from the Bills, or is this just a one-off? Some are saying, sources are saying that this is just going to be a one-off, and we're going to start to see the traditional Bills come on strong and then go down.
No, Josh Allen, he looked a lot more comfortable. You could tell he's a lot more comfortable in that offense. He's a lot more comfortable with Stephon Diggs. He's a lot more comfortable just being an NFL quarterback, being, all the hype that's surrounding him, with his arm talent, with his ability to make plays with his legs, his size. He's a freak of nature in a lot of ways with what he brings to the table. And he just seems so much more comfortable, and he's settling in and embracing that hype as being, one of the best in the game today. I got to give him credit for that, and I feel he had a great game, and not to take anything away from him, he did have 2 interceptions as well, and, so he didn't play his perfect game, and there's room for improvement. And I think they're going to come out and really stick it to Tennessee. Like I feel good about him going forward. I don't think it was a one-off performance. Like I said, he's comfortable, and I think this is who Josh Allen is. He's one of the best that we have in the game today.
And he's really evolved over the last couple of years. That I've always brought him up for the last 2 to 3 years. It's the first thing out of my mouth every season that we open up this show. I'm like, Josh Allen. And he is always topic of discussion. He is like that water cooler topic. Yeah. It's always about Josh Allen. And he really has owned his spot. Yeah. And I think we saw that comfort level kind of explode last night.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Bills Mafia because they've deserved a winner for a long time. The Buffalo Bill fans have been loyal. They sell out every season, and they haven't had a winner in a long time. And now they have a legitimate Super Bowl contender. I feel really good about Buffalo going forward. And you got to feel good for those fans to give them a winner. That city deserves it.
Well, I'm in 3 pools this season. So I've got the fantasy. I tried it because I wanted to know what everyone was talking about. So fantasy, 47 points last night. So
Okay.
I did pretty good.
Wow.
Straight up and the spread. So I'm feeling very confident about my picks. Now, with saying that, you and I, we agree, we disagree. We don't always see eye to eye because you're watching the game as a coach. I'm watching it on the sideline as a fan and in a very competitive one because I want to win. So let's run down a few of the games and maybe if there's a certain game where you're really looking forward to seeing something, I want you to tell me. So we obviously just had Buffalo and the Rams. Buffalo owning the Super Bowl champions, the Rams. Let's talk about New Orleans and Atlanta. Who's your pick on this one?
I'm going to go New Orleans on that. I just don't feel good about Atlanta going forward during the season. I don't think they addressed a lot of their needs in the offseason. Obviously, they got some young weapons with Kyle Pitts, but do they have a man to get him the ball? I don't think so. I like New Orleans going into this because I like what Jameis brings to the table. I mean, super animated, but I think Jameis is going to be a lot more mature, settled in, and a lot more efficient. And I would go New Orleans.
Yeah, my pick, New Orleans. I believe they're an underrated team, and this is going to be their season as well, that they're going to have a comeback story, and we'll be talking a lot about the Saints. Now, Chicago or San Fran? A lot of changes happening, and yet then there's not a lot of changes happening.
Yeah, it's so early to be able to tell what Justin Fields is going to do, but there's been a lot of talk in the offseason that they didn't give him the weapons that he needs to perform at his highest level. So you gotta wonder what Chicago's offense is going to look like. So for that game, I would go 49ers because you said the 49ers versus Chicago, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yep. I'd go 49ers there because, even though you got Trey Lance and there's a lot of unknowns with that as well, I just think the 49ers are going to be the better coach team because I like what Kyle Shanahan is doing.
Yeah, my pick, 49ers. I feel like you're reading off my paper all the way from there. So we are on the same page so far, so that's good. Let's move on to Pittsburgh. Now, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, they're going at it. A lot of talk about Cincinnati over the last little bit, and then we had some changes with Pittsburgh. Who is your pick for that one?
I think it's going to be a very competitive game, but you have to go Cincinnati on that because the weapons they have on offense, they're coming off a Super Bowl appearance. There's a lot of uncertainty in Pittsburgh. I think it's going to be close because as long as Tomlin's there, it's going to be a well-coached Pittsburgh team. But I would go Cincinnati in this matchup. Okay,
honestly, can you see my paper from there, Coach Kirk Broussard? Yes,
just an educated guess.
I know. It's almost like you have to do safe picks this week.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe mine are soft picks. I'm not sure. Now let's move along. So we have Detroit and Philadelphia.
I think I'm going to have to go with. I like the upset here. I think Detroit's going to shock the world. I know
really?
a lot of people are picking probably Philly, with Hurts and what they have in there, but I think Detroit's going to shock the world with the new coach, and they're on HBO Hard Knocks. There's a lot of energy circulating, a lot of eyes on Detroit. I'm going to go Detroit.
Okay, I'm making my note on my paper here because I did go with Philadelphia. Now this one here, another game where I think this is going to, I personally feel from my point of view, another team that's going to come on and shock us. Okay, so what are your thoughts, Miami and New England?
Yeah, I'm going to go New England on this. Miami made a lot of waves in the offseason. They got a new coach. They got the Cheetah. They got some weapons there. But I'm going to have to go with Belichick. He's got them prepared. They're well coached. Mac's going to be more comfortable going into this new year. Another season under his belt. I'm going to go Patriots.
I went Dolphins.
Okay.
I did. Okay. Another one. This is good. This is really good because we will post your picks. I'm making the notes and we can see who comes out the strong one for week 1 because NFL is back. Now let's move along to Baltimore and the New York Jets.
You know, with Zach Wilson being out and Lamar Jackson feeling like he has something to prove because they didn't give him the money that he wanted today, I'm going to go Baltimore because at this point, all season, Lamar's going to be playing for a big payday. So he's going to be fired up. You know, he's going to be keeping himself healthy, keeping himself safe, and he's going to probably go for MVP this year. So I'm going to go Baltimore.
Okay, so you're already putting projections out there for the end of the season. I like it. Yes, I went with Baltimore as well. We got Jacksonville and Washington. We got that game happening on Sunday. Coach, what's your pick for this one?
I'm going to go Jacksonville. I think with the new head coach, Doug Peterson in the building, and when people actually go back and look at Trevor Lawrence's numbers, I think he threw for over 3,500 yards. I mean, he had a good season, yardage wise. He threw a lot of interceptions, but I think he's going to settle down. He's a little more comfortable in the game. A lot of these quarterbacks are starting to get to the next level as far as, knowing what it takes to be an NFL quarterback. They put some weapons in there in Jacksonville. I'm going to go with Duval.
Okay. I went Jacksonville as well. Now this one, I was just looking it up. This one here, this game, a lot of eyes on this game. A lot of words on the sidelines so far moving into the Carolina and Cleveland game. Because as we said, we do have a lot of players that are wanting to prove points. They want to prove themselves. Are they a beast? Are they a sucker? Are they just maybe a has-been? So Carolina and Cleveland, who are you going with?
I'm going to have to go Cleveland because Carolina, I just saw that McCaffrey's out. He's hurt again. Carolina has uncertainty at quarterback. I'm not sold on Baker Mayfield, never have been. And I think Cleveland feels like, it's their time, so I'm going to go Cleveland.
I went Carolina.
Okay.
I did. I was feeling, I don't know if I was in a mood when I was picking these the other day, but I was gravitating towards Carolina. I know the way you just presented it, it doesn't look good. It doesn't sound good, but what have we learned? Expect the unexpected, especially when it comes to week 1. And then most of the teams, then they just kind of crap the bed and then they're down and then they're back up. So, yeah. Okay, I'll make my note. You're going Cleveland. I am going Carolina. Now, Indianapolis over Houston. That's what I'm picking. But what are your thoughts on this one? Because I'm questioning my pick on this one.
Yeah. Where's that game played at?
I believe Houston. It's there.
I'm going to go Houston. I like what Houston's added to the run game. They got a rookie that's hotter than a firecracker in the run game. And I think they're going to make a asserted effort to enforce their will and run the ball down the throats of Indy. So I'm going to go Houston. I think it's going to be a very competitive game, though. Very close game.
I think that a lot of these games are going to be very competitive. And I think Josh Allen set the mood last night for Thursday night.
Yeah, that game. I don't know. The Rams came into it. They did have their ceremony for winning the Super Bowl, and then they, have this type of performance. It's very disappointing for the fans.
It is very disappointing, and I know a lot of Ram fans were obviously expecting a different second half. Nobody could have predicted how that game was going to end up. Like, I don't even think that Josh Allen, anyone on the Bills, could have assumed that was going to happen on the game. Okay, so let's move along. What about Tennessee or the Giants? Now, I've learned don't ever pick with your heart when it comes to football picks. Who are you picking?
Tennessee versus the Giants. Wow. So Tennessee's not playing Buffalo? I thought you said Tennessee and Buffalo.
For the Monday night, for the next Monday night.
Okay. So Tennessee and the Giants. You got to go Tennessee there. With a healthy Derrick Henry. The Giants, like I said, I've never been sold that they have the answer at quarterback. They're going into another year with him, Daniel Jones, here as their quarterback. And I'm probably going to be picking against the Giants all year.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not picking against the Giants for any reason except for I'm a Giants fan. I'm very open about that. I'm proud to be a Giants fan, but I am going with Tennessee. So Tennessee they're going to be taking on Buffalo the following Monday. Green Bay or Minnesota? Wow. I mean, is Aaron Rodgers going to say, is he showing up like a Josh Allen and saying, here, hold my beer? I got something to show you.
That might be the game of the week. It's a divisional game, as well as people are high on Kirk Cousins. They're eating the Kirk Cousins pie. But I'm got to go Green Bay in this game. I'm gonna go with Aaron Rodgers there, the Green Bay.
Believe it or not, I'm going with Aaron Rodgers too. So those are hard words to chew.
That's a safe pick.
Kansas City or Arizona?
Wow, that's another good one.
I know there's a lot of tough games because week one you don't know what to expect.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Arizona. I'm gonna take a chance and go Arizona.
Okay, make my note. Kirk is going with.
I don't have a reason why. I don't have a reason why. I'm just going with Arizona.
Okay, I went Kansas City.
Okay,
KC. I'm going KC.
Kyler Murray. He got paid. He got paid this offseason big time. He's going to come out and give a debut like you'll never forget.
I hope so. Chargers over Las Vegas. That's what I went with. What are your thoughts?
Wow, that's going to be a good one also.
I know. See, It's hard to pick week one.
Yeah, I'm going to go Chargers.
Okay.
Where's that game at?
I think it's Chargers home game.
Okay, I'm going to go Chargers.
Home opener. Okay, now this one here, this next game, because we're down to the last two games of the week. Tampa Bay and Dallas.
That might be the game of the week.
Okay, because there's a lot of things happening and I'll let you, kind of break this one down. But the main thing here were the Bucks. Big headlines everywhere you look. Tom Brady, Giselle. Tom is very sad. His teammates are saying that he's upset. He's now going to stay home with, take care of the kids. She's gone. She doesn't know if she's in. She doesn't know if she's out. It's getting with them in his mind. So do you think that that's going to affect him when he goes on the field?
I don't know how that could not affect him if he's human.
Mm-hmm.
You've been with someone so long, you're in love with her, and this happens right before the season starts. I don't know how his head could fully be into this game. And
all over him unretiring.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cowboys just because of that. Thanks, Giselle.
I went Cowboys too.
Okay. Because
this is my main thing. Now, in my fantasy, I did pick Tom Brady, but now I'm thinking, I don't know. But then it is Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't let anything get in between him and the game. I think that he has for the last couple of weeks. We've seen this in the preseason. So this might just be a turnaround because now it's like switch gets flipped. It's all about the game. Who knows? Now, the last one, Seattle and Denver.
That's an easy one. Where's that game at?
Seattle's a home opener.
Okay. Denver's going to win that. I think if Denver stays healthy, I like Denver in the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yeah. I think they got the best running back in the league. They got one of the better quarterbacks in the league. And I think they're going to play some formidable defense. You heard it here on the first episode in the first week. Denver Super Bowl.
Okay. Denver.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that before.
They have weapons on offense, and that the running back they picked, Williams.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I was in a seat to make a selection, that was my highest running back on my board. And he's primed and ready for a breakout year. And then now you add Russell Wilson, you know, a field general with the weapons that they've been accumulating at receiver.
Mm-hmm.
They have everything you need. It's just a matter of staying healthy and staying focused.
Yeah. So there's a handful of games that could be the game of the week, or there's just a whole bunch of games this week because we don't know which way it can go. But yeah, I think look at the start. We can go back to the Thursday night game. Getting into halftime, it is tied at 10-10. And then next thing you know, the Bills just beast mode over the Rams.
I went upstairs for a sec to take care of some stuff with my kids and came back and the game was just out of hand. When I left, it was tied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the first thing that happens this morning when you get on socials, there's memes everywhere. And like Josh Allen is a beast and, you know, his hands are out because he just took down the guy, went over. Like it was an incredible game. And what a way to start off a new season for NFL. So I have the picks. I've made our notes. We'll make the post because obviously there's some of them that we don't agree on. Any last takeaways that you want to talk about heading into week 1 after the first game?
No, I just really want everyone to enjoy the season, enjoy what we have here with football without COVID finally. And, you know, stick with your team. Don't be one of those people that when your team gets out to a bad start, you're looking for a transfer form. Don't be that guy.
I stuck with my team.
Yeah.
Look.
What do you got? Oh, there we go. Hey, if Saquon's healthy, you may have a chance to win some games there. You added some weapons at receiver, you know. Yeah,
well, we got Kayvon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got Kayvon. You got Kadarius Toney, who's a playmaker. So
I think that they're going to surprise me, but regardless, like you said, support your team no matter what, and support us. Make sure you follow us on all our socials, follow our show on all the platforms, and let us know what you want to talk about. If you want to be a guest, maybe you have 2 cents and you want to go against one of us, please just let us know. And you never know, you could be the next special guest on Kick 6 podcast.
Yep, let's do it. Great show.
Okay, guys, we'll see you next week for the recap of week 1.